Radio personalities introduce and play music that is broadcast on AM, FM, shortwave, digital, and internet radio stations. Traditionally, this is a job that was dominated by males. To keep with this month's theme of women in non-traditional roles, I decided to contact Claire, the night show host at Evansville's Hot 96, to take a look behind the scenes at what she does at the station and how she got into radio. Hello, Claire. It's nice to meet you again.
It's good to see you, Caitlin.
So, how did you get into radio?
You know, I kind of fell into radio a little differently than a lot of my coworkers. A lot of them dreamed about radio growing up. They had a favorite radio personality as a kid, and they started really early, like 16, 17, 20 is like the latest that I know of. And I didn't dream about radio. I didn't love radio. I didn't have a favorite radio personality. I got into college and fell into an internship with the Hot 96 morning show. I liked it. And then I started doing some part-time on-air shifts, which were fun. And then the night show position opened up, and it was like I was right there for it. I was ready for it. And boom, light bulb went off. It's what I've always wanted to do.
So this wasn't something you planned?
Right.
So where did you attend college, and what did you get your degree in?
I went to IU my freshman year. I came home, went to USI my sophomore year, moved out to Phoenix, Arizona my junior year, and then I came back to USI and just hit that what am I doing with my life point. And I was looking at different majors, and radio and television stuck out. And it was kind of a leap because I had been a business major or some form of business major before that, but it just felt right, and I graduated in 2010.
Your show airs from 6 to 10. What are some of your responsibilities once you get to the studio?
My biggest responsibility every night is to make sure I deliver a show that's relatable and entertaining. And a lot of writing, a lot of planning, a lot of forethought goes into that. I, like you said, I'm on from 6 to 10, but I spend hours and hours scouring the internet, looking at social media sites. I'm always evaluating and looking into my own personal relationships, my friends' personal relationships, my coworkers' personal relationships, all to find the hottest topic. What are people talking about? And then I have to formulate what actually is going to go on the air. How can I say this in the fewest words possible? How can I really provoke somebody to pick up their phone and call me and talk to me? And then also, do I have any contests? Are we giving anything away? If so, how can I create the most fun contest that's simple, it's content related, so it's fun to listen to, and it's fair, so everybody has a real shot? Then, what goes on Facebook? What goes on Twitter? How can I bring that all together? I am pretty much every second that I'm awake thinking about how can I use this on my show? It's kind of taken over my life.
So the show requires a lot more than doing and preparing for a 4-hour show, though, right?
Exactly. I spend a lot of time doing commercial production. So you can hear me on different commercials, not just on our station, but on our sister stations as well, for like Donut Bank, iPhone Todd, things like that. And I love that part of it, where I get a script and I can bring it to life and add music and then throw in some sound effects. It's really nerdy. And I love it. I also get to do remote broadcasts, which are a lot of fun. So if like a business or an event calls for us to come out, we'll take the Hot 96 truck out, we'll broadcast live for a couple hours, say, here's what we're doing, come join us. And that kind of brings me back to social media. I talked about how that's a big part of my show, Facebook and Twitter. But it's a really big part of building my show when I'm not on the air. So if I'm going to be at that bar on Saturday night, I tweet, hey, everybody come out and have a good time with us tonight. Or I can post pictures on Facebook of the good time that we had. And really, promoting things like that is a really small part of how I use social networking.
Same game, we do it every Saturday night. Come on out next Saturday with Hot 96.
Most of it is like you do. I tweet random thoughts that I have, or that I talk about things that I've encountered. I take pictures of places that I'm at. And I think that's probably something I'd be doing no matter what my job was.
So some of what you do, especially with social media, isn't really that different from what your peers are doing?
Exactly. I do pretty much the same stuff that everybody does on social media, and I get paid to do it. The stuff that my peers are doing on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, it's part of my job, and that's really, really cool. And I think, the coolest part about it is, why do we use social media? To connect. Why do we want to connect? Because it feels good. And that's what my job's all about. It's about connecting.
Is that what your favorite part of the job is?
It really is. And this is like so cheesy, I'm embarrassed to say it, but it's kind of like magic. I mean, when I'm sitting back here and all of a sudden I get a call from somebody that I don't know and they tell me the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to them, and thousands of people listening can laugh, can feel so embarrassed with them, think, oh my gosh, that's happened to me, or thank God that's never happened to me before. And I think that's just a really neat experience. There are a lot of cool perks to the job. I get tickets from time to time, and I will hopefully get to meet some celebrities along the way. But my favorite part really is just being able to connect with people that I've never met and I don't know.
So, how uncommon is it to be a female night show host today?
Now it's really not that uncommon. There was a time, I hear, where people believed women didn't want to listen to other women on the radio, which isn't true. I think women, probably more than men, love to talk. We love to connect. We love to share our lives with other women. Oprah is a perfect example of that. Could a male talk show host have the same relationship with a female audience the way that Oprah has with her audience? Not a chance. And that's really special. I actually read an article kind of recently in Billboard magazine, and it highlighted 2 female night show hosts in bigger markets. One's in Houston and one's in San Francisco, and just kind of touches on the success they've had in a position that was once dominated by males. And so that's really cool. But I think it's really just a sign of women advancing in all roles. Women are CEOs, they're holding offices, they're taking on lead roles in films. Why would radio be any different? We're taking over.
So, would you say that your listeners are mainly female then?
Our audience is mostly female, and that really helps me connect with them.
So, being a female helps you connect to an audience that's mainly female, but you're also from here. So, what's it like doing a radio show in the town that you grew up in?
That is what's really uncommon, and it's really special. I could be wrong. I don't know anybody in this market who is from here and gets to do radio in their hometown. It's almost unheard of in radio because you move a lot, you get a lot of new opportunities. To be able to start in radio in the place that I grew up in is so awesome. And, look at it this way. When the Fall Festival rolls around, nobody has to explain to me what the Fall Festival is. I know. I know that West Siders are hillbillies, and I know that East Siders are a little bit snotty. And I can say that, and it's fine because I'm a North Sider, so I'm both.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot for a second. Is this something you want to do for the rest of your life, be a radio personality, or do you see yourself becoming syndicated or moving to a larger market?
Look at what I get to do every day. I mean, I get to come in a nice, comfortable studio. It's always warm. I like to keep it that way. I can roll in sweats because nobody sees me. If I have a bad hair day, it's not a big deal. And I get to come in and communicate and talk and relate to people. I share my life with strangers. They share theirs with me. And, that's what I think that's a huge part of just being human. We just have this desire to connect. And I get to do that, and I get to get paid for it. Media has changed a lot, especially here recently. When you look at the night show host 5 years ago at Hot 96, they were probably doing next to nothing with social media, very little. And now that's such a huge part of the job. So it'll be interesting to see how, as media evolves, and I want to evolve with it and really take and grow my own personal brand and branch out into other things, and we'll see where it takes me. I absolutely can't wait for what's out there. Hot 96, hello. Buzzkill.
You got excited.
I have pizza all over my face, probably.
Yeah.
Everybody always wonders what you look like when you're on the radio, right? This is what I look like. Are you surprised? Am I shorter than you thought? I always hear that. You're so short.
I told you that when I met you.
You sound taller on the radio. Hold on, this is funny.
Oh my gosh.
One guy told me that I was a lot cuter in person than I sounded. So, I don't know what that means. I don't sound cute? Fine.
fun, whatever.
Thank you, Claire, for being a part of our program tonight. It was nice speaking with you again.
Thanks so much. I really enjoyed it.
This is Caitlin Kaplinger signing off from Hot 96 Studios. Stay good to yourselves, Evansville.